Good morning, everyone. Glad you're with us here on this Monday, this first day of spring. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Iranpour. And yeah, we do have a heads up for you. If you are headed out the door for work or for school this morning, listen here. All westbound lanes, State Route 78 between College and El Camino Real are still closed. So this is an area that always gets really busy. And people have had to figure out the workaround for several days now because it's still closed in Oceanside.
This is a busy stretch in the North County, connecting the 15 to the 5. A lot of traffic in this area on a normal day. The fact that they're trying to fix that pothole and they shut down that large stretch there, that's going to impact a lot of you. So we do want to let you know that the lanes have been shut down since last week, and crews are still working to repair that sinkhole. It formed during the last storm. And here we go. More rain today, and the storm expected to build here into tomorrow and on Wednesday as well. CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol joining us live now to explain how much longer this construction's all expected to last here. Dana Marie.
Oh, good morning, Eric and Netta. That's right. I mean, for the next week, crews are going to be tirelessly working 24/7, Caltrans says, to fix the sinkhole that popped up during last week's storm. I mean, we've seen obviously a lot of rain. The ground is very moist. And while during that construction, they found 2 separate culverts. We spoke to Caltrans about how this is making it a little bit more difficult to fix.
We have an aging infrastructure. Our culverts, you know, the interstate system was built in the 60s and 70s, or late 60s, early 70s. So a lot of these culverts are reaching the end of their service life.
And in terms of if you're a driver, here's what to look out for. We're on Camino Real Boulevard. It's going to be closed. The westbound lanes, State Route 78 from College Boulevard and Camino Real. Again, those 2 additional culverts have been discovered. A culvert, for reference, is a structure that channels water past an obstacle or a subterranean waterway. So again, those big, large, circular surfaces and objects in the ground, that's what a culvert is. Now, Caltrans says that the eastbound State Route 78 closure will happen once the westbound lanes are complete. There are clear signs placed along northbound and southbound Interstate 15. Now, if this is part of your morning commute, you will be detoured to the College Boulevard Vista Way off-ramp and then west on Vista Way to the westbound 78 El Camino Real on-ramp. Now, for real-time traffic information, including traffic speed, lane, and road closures due to this construction activity and maintenance, head to CBS8.com. At the bottom of the article, you could find a link to a government website that will really give you a lot of information, real-time information on how the traffic is right now. We are standing in Carlsbad, just off the freeway of the 78. As the sun comes up, we should get a better idea of what that traffic looks like. But right now, it's pretty misty, still wet. The roads are a little bit moist in terms of that weather out here. Again, the sinkholes, many have popped up in Encinitas, Scripps Ranch, and this is just another one. I'm Dana Marie McNichol coming to you live for CBS 8.
Right now, this stretch of road is closed in an El Cajon neighborhood because of another sinkhole. This opened up on Muddy Terrace, excuse me. It's a few blocks south of Fletcher Parkway. It appears minor, but it looks more like a major pothole. Still, out of an abundance of caution, El Cajon police closed Mundy Terrace from just south of Peachtree Street to Wyatt Place. You'll see the road closure signs there, barricades. It is expected to reopen at some point today. We'll keep you updated as soon as we find out when. And now let's show you that sinkhole in Encinitas that we've been covering for quite some time. So this one is still being worked on even this morning. We do expect more rain this week, so they're trying to get what they can done before the heavier stuff gets here. Lake Drive in Cardiff is currently closed because of it. It keeps getting bigger there. It appeared last month. Fortunately, nobody has been hurt because of it. Crews are expected to work on it through next month. Lake Drive between Sea Village Way and Wales Drive will be closed until then. And here's a reminder for you for the latest weather alerts right on your phone. Download the free CBS 8 app. It's on the Apple App Store or on Google Play.
Governor Gavin Newsom had a busy weekend here in San Diego, making stops from the coast to the border. He announced a few new initiatives tackling everything from mental health to climate change. When the governor toured the border, his focus was on the fentanyl crisis. The governor is now allocating almost $100 million in new funding to combat this crisis. This money will go toward distributing naloxone, a life-saving tool for stopping opioid overdoses, making fentanyl test strips more available, and promoting new education programs.
That's why we're putting naloxone in every middle and high school.
The governor was told that San Diego County has recorded almost 1,800 fentanyl-related deaths since 2019. Governor Gavin Newsom says he wants to change how California treats mental illness, addiction, and homelessness. He announced a plan to build residential facilities where people could live and be treated. The proposal would set aside $1 billion a year for behavioral health housing. It also includes funding specifically for housing for homeless veterans. Overall, it could help 10,000 people a year. Newsom is aiming to have this measure on the 2024 ballot.
And now, before making those other stops in San Diego, Governor Newsom went to the Scripps Institution of Oceanography in La Jolla. Of course, that's part of UC San Diego. And you'll see here the governor joined by Senate President Pro Tem Tony Atkins, and they were checking out Scripps' cutting-edge work on coastal and climate research. We've covered a lot of the research they've done here locally, and the governor touring Robert Gordon Sproul. That's a coastal research vessel. It will soon be replaced by a new vessel, which will have updated instruments and latest technology, also powered with a clean hydrogen hybrid propulsion system.
We'll be able to do 75% of our missions entirely zero emission, which is terrific.
Governor Newsom and Tony Atkins praising Scripps Institution of Oceanography and UCSD for its partnership and all of this work they've done on climate change.
California cares a great deal about climate change, and I can't think of anywhere that's doing more work than Scripps and UCSD, world-renowned.
This doesn't happen anywhere else, period, full stop.
Yeah, quite the shout out, right, to our local researchers. Tony Atkins helped secure $35 million from the state for this new research vessel set to replace the Sproul. It should all be complete by the year 2026. So it's great to see so much work being done that we've covered a lot. I mean, obviously we know Scripps does various types of research on medical.
To bring us all that information. That's the vessel that is finding really cool stuff in our oceans.
Yes. Good to see the recognition.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Next storm already brewing off the West Coast. I know. Start of the spring season is this afternoon, but the spring weather is nowhere to be seen. We start off the morning with some light scattered showers. You may have ran into them yesterday afternoon and evening too. Eventually brought down up toward North County about 3/10 of an inch. Off toward the South Bay, we were much lighter, around a 1/10 of an inch. And while we're talking about 1/10 of an inch, we call this a much weaker storm because we've got a much stronger version of it lining up along the West Coast for tomorrow. Tomorrow is expected to bring us 1.5 to 3 inches, and it'll last all the way through the day on Wednesday before tapering off Wednesday night. Forecast shows temperatures are going to be in the low 60s along the coast and inland, upper 40s out there for the mountaintops. We are reduced in terms of visibility right now, so 2 miles of it in Oceanside, 1.3 in Carlsbad, and 1.3 in Ramona. That means you could see North County socked in right now, and then the farther south you go, we are seeing some improvements, but pretty much every spot on the county map is under 7 miles in El Cajon, 3 for Kearney Mesa and San Diego, 3 down in Imperial Beach. Here's this next storm as it arrives. It dumps plenty of rain on us and mountain snow out there. We're also going to see a lot of wind attached to it. So first off is, of course, the rain. Again, 1.5 to 3 inches, depending on how far east you go, but that wind is going to start to pick up this afternoon across the mountains and deserts, and then across the coast and inland for tomorrow morning. Take a look at those gusts. 41 miles per hour in San Diego, 26 in Escondido, and 40 in Ramona. So Tuesday is a windy day, a rainy day, and even that mountain snow developing Tuesday night into Wednesday could bring up to a foot to Palomar Mountain and Mount Laguna. Let's take a look at how traffic is shaping up as we kick off the morning. It's 6:09 on the clock right now, and so far things have been light on the roads. We'll show you 2 things that have popped up. One is one that we've mentioned all morning. Road blocked with emergency repairs on the 78 westbound from Vista Way to El Camino Real. And then farther south, one that has just recently popped up. We've got the number 4 lane blocked with a stalled vehicle on the 94 westbound at the 15, causing only minor delays at the time, but we do expect volume to be picking up over the next hour. So if we continue to see that block in that number 4 lane, we could start to see more delays in the area. Back to you.